Welcome to this sacred gathering. I'm Anümani Santos and one of the co-facilitators for the Sisters of the Rose retreat.
Welcome all here this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever we are finding you. I am Pamela Jane Durand, and I am one of the co-facilitators, co-creators of this Sisters of the Rose Women's Retreat, upcoming this fall, October 28th to 30th. And we're here tonight, Anümani and I, with a prelude, did we say, my sister? A little invitation, an invocation into this rising feminine energy that is so prevalent on the planet right now. So, welcome, join us, join the conversation.
Yes, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put those in and I will see them and we will bring them forward to answer your questions. Or if you have any comments, just feel free to put those in.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, go ahead, sister.
I was just going to say that we have this beautiful, behind us, this beautiful image of a rose that Pamela found. And it just feels like it needs a story of how you came about this image, because I'm feeling the energy of it, and you have some beautiful roses behind you, just to bring the energy into this space.
Yeah, so this is an image by artist and elemental sacred goddess Rosa Maria Marquez, who I haven't met in person, but in the beauty of the digital world that we live in on Facebook, I started seeing some of her images of roses with this beautiful sacred geometry, often with jewels. And this particular image spoke to me so deeply because it was from the Mary Magdalene feast day about a month ago. So Rosa Maria Marquez lives in the UK, and I asked permission for us to use this image for our retreat because it feels itself like a portal. And the imagery, the sigils look like light language to the side, kind of creating that temple feel. So we're calling the retreat Entering the Temple of Divine Love. And so everything that is represented by the rose energy, which many people may know that the fragrance of the rose, the oil of the rose, is the highest vibration of any essential oil on the planet. It represents the divine feminine, the Christ consciousness, the Christed family. And it is such a beautiful image for us for this retreat, Anümani.
Yes, and if you look at a rose, right, and the symmetry of the rose, and it just holds the sacred, it's connected to the Fibonacci series, and just holds that beautiful essence of infinity, of eternity, which is the energy that we will be stepping into in this temple of love, of really going to that place and opening the hearts deeper and connecting into that portal within our hearts and bringing in that rose energy and the energy of the Magdalens and all the other many beings, because we've started to receive visions of the many beautiful beings that are going to join us. And I have been seeing visions, especially around the lake, of many angels and goddesses, including the Marys, wanting to share this experience with all of us. So I'm very excited and deeply grateful that we are being supported in such a way.
Yes, and the beauty and the grace of the rose, the deep blood red of this particular rose, draws us into the heart energy. And since I met you about a year ago, Anümani, I am so aware of this time that we are in on planet Earth, of the deep polarity and duality, the division, the discord, much in the outer world, and the invitation to draw inward and to dive more deeply into this energy of the divine feminine, balanced with the divine masculine, the outer action, with this profound, profound love. And we've spoken a lot about this energy of the Sisters of the Rose. It's really a calling to this energy of forgiveness, compassion, forbearance, unity, the mothering love energy that invites us to drop our judgment, our defenses, and to really welcome what is arising on the planet right now, which is this amazing divine feminine energy that is calling us into our hearts, calling us into this deep communion with each other, which we haven't been able to do so much for the past couple of years. So in our conversations, it really began to arise, this coming together to retreat, to replenish in this place of sacred rest, and also to support each other at this time.
Yes, and I think back of, when we met and the really the connection to this energy of love and knowing that, we are all here to help restore love on this planet. It existed thousands of years ago, and many of the ways, the ancient ways, were lost. And we are beginning to remember those ways. And this is one of the ways, right? Entering this temple of divine love and remembering the essence of the rose and its fragrance, its frequency. Even with just smelling a rose, you are lifted. You are lifted and exalted into this higher vibration. And the more we connect with those energies and remember that we have that within us. And so Pamela and I are gathering with you to help you remember that, to help you reconnect with that, deepen into that, expand those energies of divine love so that there is a deeper self-love, so that deeper union can happen between your soul and that human part of you, and bring those into deeper union of self-love.
Beautifully expressed, beyond space, beyond time. The song that called us together is, you're right, it's both ancient and modern in this presence of coming home to this softening, this love, this grace, and the ways that we enter this temple of divine love, at least the ways we will be coming together, really are through the frequencies of sound alchemy, of the divine alchemy of sacred alchemy bowls, of the drum, of Tibetan bowls, of shakers. We have koshi chimes, all of the instruments that help us to quiet the mind and rest in that place of expansive, filled silence. I call it the filled silence because it is so alive. And with our voices together, bringing through the messages and the frequencies and this luminous love energy, we will literally be bathing you in these sounds and frequencies, the alchemy of love itself, through our hearts, and inviting you to share your voices, So we're building this sacred container for this retreat. This is an invitation, a call energetically, because it will be an intimate retreat, only 10 to 12 women with us. So we really feel like we are here tonight to offer this energetic invitation, because we all know that everything is a divine assignment if we see it as such. So those that are meant to join us, you might just find yourself here in front of the computer or on your phone right now going, what is this all about? So we will be at Water's Edge Estate, which is in the Blue Mountains in Ontario near Collingwood, about an hour and a half north of Toronto, at a beautiful retreat center right on the water's edge. It's got gorgeous acoustics, vaulted ceilings in wood, and a beautiful stone fireplace that we will gather at for our heart sharing. And the idea is this place of grace, of that fierce grace where we can come in our pure, raw, vulnerable, come as you are. Goodness knows the past 2 years we've all been through the car wash, right? So wanting to come together at this time and gather in this space of the energies that are present for helping us all to listen more deeply into our soul's purpose and what is our heart's desire at this time, how are we to serve, what is our self-care, what may be emerging, arising that may be new and fresh, and to be together to, listen deeply to what our hearts have to say.
So you will experience what Pamela was saying, sound alchemy and transmissions. I've already seen that we are going to be opening and activating light codes within you that are coming from the energy of the rose and that Christ consciousness. There's going to be movement and journaling and an opportunity to really share in a sacred and safe space. Mm-hmm. So you can ask for what you need, whatever support you need. Mm-hmm. And Pamela and I will be there, and your sisters who join us, to support you in whatever transformation you're looking for, in whatever renewal, in whatever rejuvenation, definitely replenishment, I think, for all of us, mm-hmm. because the energies have been intense. So this is an opportunity to do a reset, to bring some nourishment to your body, to your spirit, to your soul, in company of other women who are looking for the same, and together opening to whatever is going to join us, because there's energies of many beings, angelics and galactics and goddesses, who are going to be joining us. And you'll be able to express whatever needs to be expressed, to find your own voice, to find what is next for you, to receive whatever the universe has for you, in making
Beautiful.
it so.
Yes, as you were speaking, I could see like these heavy wooden doors on our hearts opening wide to this beautiful space where we are welcoming all parts of ourselves and coming together in this space of creativity and higher consciousness and playfulness, and being able to be together in this space of deepening, that it is a welcoming to whatever arises to be expressed and to be shared in a sacred space. And really, when I see the gates to the heart opening, I see wings, here at our throats, because for eons, the female voice has been suppressed or silenced or snuffed out. And I know that our work together, Anümani, you and I, are really here to help women find not only the physical voice, but the energy and the expression behind it, and to open this divine channel to whatever is here to be expressed through you at this time, to find that courage and clarity to speak your truth, to find that beautiful divine discernment, to really, we've just come through the Lion's Gate. I see this lioness energy, just really rising up in that strength and that truth, and reclaiming the voice of the goddess, the voice of the feminine, that there is so much to be said at this time. There's so much poetry that's coming through, and music and art that is here to awaken us to the fact that we are not separate, to the fact that there is this unifying love that we share that wants to draw us together, that mothering embrace. So to tune into that song of divine mother love is to activate our own sacred voice, our own sacred gifts. And there's just nothing like being together to amplify that and to amp each other up, to welcome it, to celebrate it. So yeah, we're really here to celebrate each other and this awakening, and to feel free, because goodness knows the past couple of years has taken us to places of constriction and feeling isolated. So there's something so beautiful about the invitation to be together in communion.
Absolutely, and I loved the you mentioning the sacred feminine and divine mother and goddess, because we are reclaiming that part that once was in reverence and then wasn't, and it is rising again. It's needed on this planet
so much so
to help restore the distorted energies, to help bring that nurturing and that energy of creation and birthing and fertilization. And so we're going to be doing all of that and helping to connect us with that beautiful sacred feminine, that goddess energy, of really giving you the opportunity to reclaim the goddess that you are.
Exactly.
That sacred, beautiful, sacred feminine energy that wants to rise in us, to come together and weave together, to deepen that sacred union that we are being called into. And Pamela mentioned we need both the divine feminine, divine masculine. And we have to heal that sacred feminine to give her that place, that voice, to then be able to weave together in sacred union with the divine masculine. And so there's a lot of rise of the energy of the Kundalini that's coming up, which requires that dance, that weaving between both. And so we're hoping to create that container where each and every one of us can reclaim a deeper part of that goddess within.
Beautifully said. And there is something to be said about women together in sacred, safe space where we let down our guard. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And so much of our lives are directed by the to-do list and surface experiences of our day-to-day lives. And that wanting, that wish, that yearning to go deeper, to go within. We may have a daily practice of meditation where we have that sacred time, but there are so many ways we are called in the daily round and the roles we play. So there is something so profound about a retreat. And I've just come off 2 weekends ago an amazing women's weekend. And I was reminded about the container of a 3-day weekend, which this will be, 3 o'clock Friday on the 28th, until the Sunday the 30th at 3 o'clock. That's another sacred number, the Ascended Masters and the number 3. And there's something about sort of like shrugging off the coat of your daily round and your roles and your family life or whatever your job, the place where we're coming to, Water's Edge Estate, when I stepped into it last summer, I just literally felt the beauty and the embrace of this beautiful space to be present and to just literally relax together. It's like a huge, great room to be together in circle by a fireplace. And as we begin to, release the constriction and the cold of what it can be in our daily lives, that warming of coming together where we soften, and you can just literally feel your shoulders drop. And when we come together in circle, it is sacred like in ancient times. You and I, Anümani, I know this. There was some training I have had, but this is lifetimes of being a high priestess and knowing sacred ceremony is part of the way that we tune in to this divine feminine energy that directs something so profound that moves through us to create the geometry to become a channel for this energy. And we do this together with such reverence and such joy and delight that there is a shift from our ordinary consciousness to this non-ordinary consciousness where we can still be within, even with our eyes open, holding hands with each other. So the circle is a very sacred place, and I look at the rose and it's the petals unfurling. We are all, each one of us, a petal in this new humanity rose that's unfurling. And we each have a piece of the puzzle, a petal of the rose to bring to this time that we are in. So, yes, coming together for a weekend, committing, that's the other piece, is that committing to coming away into this time, it really is, it's a deepening. And it's not all heavy lifting. Let's just say that. In fact, when we start to sound together, I want to say that since I've been having sound baths with sound alchemy, voice alchemy with Anümani, and the sounds that we create together, there is a zenith in the sky that opens up. And the warmth and the frequencies and the exalted beauty that we take no ownership of, we co-create, but it just flows through us. And we're so excited to share what has been cultivated and what is coming through us at this time.
Absolutely. So beautiful, Pamela. And I, just going back to you mentioning the way of the high priestess, and I want to go back to that because it is a way that's waking up in all of us. It's part of the way of the priestess is devotion to self, to goddess, to the sacred feminine, to all that we are. And that is part of what we're trying to bring to you so you can create it in the way that's right for you, but bring that home with you. That energy, that way of being, of really knowing the importance that you play in this world, because each of you play an important role in the huge awakening and transformation that's happening on this planet. And just by being you and allowing that radiance and that love to come through you in whatever form it's meant to be, you are doing your part. And so I'm excited to see who gathers with us, who commits to doing this deep work together. And remembering we're not just doing this for ourselves, we're doing it for each other and for the collective. Because when one or more gather, we are bringing those energies and anchoring them into the earth for all of us.
Yes. For ourselves, I love the indigenous phrase, for you, me, and all our relations. And there is something in the core of this divine feminine energy that is about service to others and service to this great awakening of humanity. It is the essence of mothering, of this beautiful nurturance and care for all, extending that outwards, whether it be elders or young ones or animals or plants, or definitely from ourselves, turning that lens inward and polishing that beautiful mirror of self-compassion, self-forgiveness, self-love. And this is how we change the world, sister. From within as within, without. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. So, Pamela, how about if we do a little bit of sounding and light language?
Sure. Hey ya, hey ya, ha, Oshkwe ishke ma, dondlui ishkwe ma sewa be, ishkwe mi biwa, soshkwe mi baskwe, oh.
Inaste tu asinda e tu sana, one ti sareto asindesha.
Oshke mi kwe sashka, onde shkwikime ma, oshke mi swa, dunde sa, oshke mi we soke masha we, oshke wa.
Inati rose tu shentirana, through time and space, as we gather together, remembering this divine appointment. Opening the rose, bringing it forth into our hearts.
And feeling this blossoming, this great love seated within each one of us. Deep in the earth of our being, coming alive now, rising, blossoming, blooming the tendrils of this aching awareness that we are here at this time to rise, to speak, to share all that we feel deep within our hearts that is coming to the surface now, to weave into this tapestry of light as the darkness arises, to be met with this love. We greet the thorns with respect for all that we have been taught, all we have learned from the challenges and the darkness. We meet together in this space, this rich chrysalis, where we are being given guidance and messages. We are being guided together to come to this place this place of no time and space, where we resurrect this deep and profound love that is greater than fear, that is greater than the parts, the division, this unity, this holy light.
And we anchor this for all who will gather, for all who are wanting to receive these beautiful energies, this divine love that is the answer to every question. It is the way home to all that we are, all that we've been, all that we will always be. And we invite you to check out the landing page. There's a link underneath the video, whatever platform you may be seeing this on, where you can click and go to the landing page for the Sisters of the Rose Women's Retreat. And if you have questions, you can reach out to Pamela or myself. We're so honored and grateful to be able to do this together for you and for all. And so please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes. Click on the link to the beautiful landing page with all of the details. You'll see some pictures of the retreat space, a welcome message that carries the frequency of this great love that you are, that we are opening to create together. And there are several payment options. The early bird price is available until September 30th, so spaces are being spoken for. So if you feel this call to gather with us, we welcome you, and we look forward with great gratitude and joy and delight for what will arise, what will unfold between each of us together.
Beautiful, Pamela. And I know Pamela and I will be doing more of these, so we will be sending out notices. You'll see us pop up on the social media platforms, and I'm sure we're going to be doing a couple more lives, continuing to create this beautiful container for that weekend in October.
Sending out the ripples and that beautiful sacred perfume from the rose, gathering us all into this place of all is well. All is well, all will be well, and we are the creators of this great all is well.
And we shower you in eternal love and grace. And we will see you soon.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love and blessings.